Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Brigade of Flames, Chapter 155. When we last left off, Maki was in a less than stellar place, dragged back to being an army secretary, not even being allowed to fight because her daddy is worried about her, and she's very much not happy there. Meanwhile, I think it's Victor and Obi, I think, and maybe Shinra, head to the 2nd Brigade, where they meet Gustav Honda, who's doing some weird training with his head on the ceiling, and then he drops down. It's really weird. Anyway, before we go to the chapter itself, a reminder, I have my 2019 Winter Anime Review straw poll down below in the description. Please fill that out. Let me know what you want to see me review next season. Yeah, moving right along. We have Chapter 155, Dive into the Darkness. We have our cover picture is a picture of Maki that says, "I'm not as fat as an ogre, am I?" I mean, that's not the best use of Maki's character, but alright. Anyway, I think this is the strategy meeting for the new, Nether investigation. The Nether under Tokyo has numerous paths and facilities, but since the majority of them have collapsed, it's nearly impossible to get through without excavation. And yeah, we see that it's, Victor talking. Normally, I'd say our best bet is to just find one uncollapsed region for easy entrance and start there. But Detective Ozes had one place in mind. So that would be the most logical place to begin this investigation. I imagine that's referring to the place where Detective Ozes got literally blown up and Donro did not do anything to protect him and instead decided to protect his much more capable daughter because his daughter has fucking flame powers, Donro! Anyway, that's my soapbox. That's not a strike against the story, of course. That seems to be the point the story's making, too. But anyway, it's Hinoa there, not Shinra. But Honda, we see Honda, Obi, and Hinoa. Honda barks out a right. But if we investigate all of the uncollapsed facilities one by one, we risk attracting the enemy's attention. Therefore, our best option is to break into groups and investigate all facilities simultaneously. So let's put our heads together to finish this job all at once. And I guess, Honda's lieutenant speaks up. I'm Ayabe, company lieutenant. Since you and the 8th know of the Nether, one member of your company should be placed on each search team. Right. Then each company head will investigate each point I marked on the map simultaneously. Right! And Honda, blasts off with his feet and lands face down, or, head down again, on the floor. Don't know what he's doing. Listen, he's I think somehow sticking his head there is a speaker system? I don't know. Listen up, Company 2. This is an order to all members. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp, we begin our investigation of the Nether. Meanwhile, in the Company 8 Cathedral, the rest of the gang is, listening in. Notably, Tamaki is back in her nun's habit, which seems to be her new look now. Okay. Anyway, Shinra is, I'm assuming, talking to Obi with the rest of the gang. So, we'll be working with the 2nd on this case, huh? And Obi, barks out, "This is our first mission without Maki, so let's focus and get it done." Right! And of course, they have to, drive that home. Shinra and Lieutenant Hebio squad. So Shinra is teaming up with this Hebio guy. Nice to make your acquaintance, Shinra. I'm Lieutenant Hebio, and I know from Naruto that Hebi means snake, right? No, Hebi means... Yeah, Hebi means snake, right? So that was what Sasuke's first team was with Suigetsu and Karin and Jugo. And this Hebio guy looks very, very snake-like. It's a pleasure, sir. I've heard you had experience with the Nether. I'm counting on you. Well, it's dark in there, and pretty scary. It's the first time the 8th has been separated like this for a mission. And Arthur's supposed to be working alone? Oh, that's dangerous. At least I gave them an instruction manual. Arthur and Lieutenant Heckler's squad... I guess he's not working alone, because he's with a squad. Okay, that's weird. Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. Arthur is, perched on top of, a ledge, talking to the firefighters down below. I am the Night King, Arthur Boyle. Sit down, Mr. Knight. I'm the one who gives orders here. Me, Lieutenant Heckler. Huh? I know not from which clan you hail, but you are an audacious fool. What do you call me? Captain Heckler, according to Arthur Boyle how-to manual to be received, it's fascinating into his demands. Oh, Shinra gonna give them a guide to the Nether. He gave them an Arthur manual. Oh, he's talking about Arthur being alone from the squad. Okay. I get it now. It's best to give in to his demands a bit so he'll fall in line. And Heckler, like, falls in line like that. My liege, I am Sir Heckler, suzerain of the Second Order of Knights. We're here to follow your commands. I don't know if that was, like, in the how-to guide. Excellent. I am ready to give my commands. Then meanwhile, with Hinawa and Lieutenant Engo's squad, I hope that experience of yours will be of use, Lieutenant Hinawa. I look forward to working with you. Hey, you're him! And he hears some voice calling out, let me through, I'm coming too. I'm Inspector Takagi Oze. Oh, it's Maki's brother come to be mad at Hinawa for, like, trusting his sister with fighting, I guess? I don't know. You were supposed to receive my follow-up request. Inspector Oze, your injuries. It's not a problem, I won't delay you. I just want to see this with my own eyes. Inspector Oze. You're Lieutenant Hinawa, the one who tricked Maki? Yep, here's Takagi not trusting other people. Tricked? I assure you, in case of an emergency, you can count on me to protect you. You can focus on the investigation. I don't need your help. And he, like, walks by Hinawa and, like, glares at him. Don't underestimate what a detective can do. And one of the firefighters gives him a coat. Here, at least wear this fireproof coat. Thank you. Come on, time to go into the Nether. Go, go, go! And yeah, they enter into the Nether, what looks like an abandoned shopping mall. We see, like, mannequins and clothing on, like, racks. We see purses on a wall, bookstores, more clothing shops. Tamaki and Lieutenant Hagenashi's squad. Oh, wow, a mall in the Nether. Tamaki's all looking around. This is creepy. Oh, and there's Takaru in the same squad as Tamaki. I forgot he had a thing for Tamaki. I'm in the same unit as Kotatsu-san. You got this, Juggernaut. Hey, Juggernaut, aren't you scared? This is the Nether, after all. And last time y'all were together, he did get stabbed. Like, through the gut, right? I forget how he survived that one. Huh? Well, I grew up in Qingdao, and it was pretty dark there, so I'm used to this. And Tamaki, like, grabs his sleeve and, like, hides behind him. Seriously? It's amazing you endured such darkness. Kotatsu-san is so close. I should have come here with fewer clothes. Right, he was wearing so many clothes that somehow protected him. I remember that now. And another one of the 2nd Brigade guys walks up. So, this is the Kotatsu that Juggernaut always talks about. Oh, Hajiki-senpai. I'm Company 2 1st Platoon Chief, Hajiki. I kind of forget things, and I'm counting on you. And he lifts up Tamaki's habit, revealing her underwear. I thought we were past this, Okubo! I thought we were past this. We've gone so long without Tamaki being this. She went through the entire China arc without being this, but no, we're back to this shit again. Okay. Hajiki-senpai, how can you do that to Kotatsu-san? And, Tamaki kind of, like, squeals. What? I did that. Then somehow the rest of her habit now falls off. My lucky lewd syndrome never stops. Why is she naked? Did I have a lapse in memory? Lucky lewd. Hajiki-senpai, why did you do this? What do I do? Did I have a lapse in memory again? Does the Nether make us sick? And it looks like she's now fully nude, but, Takaru's, fingers are covering anything indecent. Alright, we have not had a really awful fan service Tamaki in a long while, so I guess we were due for this shit. But right then, an explosion, bursts in front of them, distracting on that shit. Kah! What was that? An explosive lucky lewd syndrome? What the fuck does that even mean? What? An explosion? We need a doctor, and we see an arm all by itself. I can't quite tell if it's, like, severed or not. But somewhere else, in another part of the mall, Victor is playing with, like, some old bat toy. Meanwhile, with Licht and Lieutenant Ohana's company. This looks like zombie movies nowadays. And another firefighter calls out, Lieutenant Ohana, over here! What happened? And Victor looks up in shock. And, like, a swarm of Infernals are approaching their location. Calling back to what Ohana just said about zombie movies, and the firefighters, like, gunning down the Infernals. Infernals in the Nether? And so many! One of the Infernals grabs the firefighter and just blows him up. Oh shit, okay. Since the age of the Great Disaster, the Nether has been full of corpses. Oh, it's Necromancy Girl. The preacher's troops aren't just the Knights of the Ash Flame. Let's go, Knights of the Purple Smoke. And yeah, I forget her name. It's Inca's attendant, which means Inca's nearby. I imagine we're gonna see her soon. Great fear creeps over. Knights of the Purple Smoke versus the Second and Eighth. Now begins the battle in the Nether. To be continued in chapter 156, Flag. Alright. So, I have thoughts on this chapter, of course. Most of them that's pretty good. I'm a little bummed at the lack of Maki. Takagi is an ass. You know, this whole mindset that Hinoa, like, tricked Maki is just, like... To me, it seems like Takagi and Danro are unable to accept that, like, Maki is her own person and is not the person that they like, the innocent angel they want her to be, you know? And so, but also instead of taking that out on Maki, they somehow take that out on Hinoa. That Hinoa must have, like, tricked her, and so she's still the same person that they want her to be, but Hinoa's just, like, messing with her mind, which is complete bullshit. We saw Danro mention that last week as well, that Hinoa had tricked her. Beyond that, this chapter was a tad hit or miss. The Arthur stuff was hilarious, of course. The Arthur Boyle how-to manual, top shit. And then just the setting of, like, an abandoned mall is really good. I really like that. The whole underground mall. The Nether in its first appearance, as I recall, was kind of not necessarily... It was kind of like a vaguely underground area, right? It wasn't really anything... like, there were a couple, like, areas that were, like, very distinct. Like the area where Sho and Shinra fought. It was kind of like a cathedral thing, right? It's been a while since that chapter. But, like, for the most part, it was, like, underground, like, subways. And that was just not very... It was, like, it worked for, like... It didn't inhibit the storytelling, but it wasn't exactly an interesting setting. But I really dig the underground mall. I really do not dig the Tamaki scene. I thought we were done with this. I thought we were done. Like, Tamaki, we were doing so good, Okubo. We were doing so good. It had been so long since we had a awful... Like, we went through the Assault Tamaki, like, one-off chapter. None of this was apparent at all. It was A-okay. But now we have this nonsense. I actually think that might have had some fan service, but it still worked better than this. It's still, you know... I guess because it works better in a comedy chapter than in a super serious, we're investigating the Nether and people are dying. And then we have the new threat of the zombie Infernals, brought back by Necromancer Girl, whose name I don't remember. And yeah, we're moving on to, I guess, the Nether 2 arc, is that what we're gonna call it? For now I'm gonna call it Nether 2, unless someone comes up with a better title. But yeah, this chapter was alright. It had its issues, but when it soared, and when it fell, it fell. That was my thoughts on this chapter. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or fill out my straw poll down below if you would. Or, you know, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!